Kyle will probably make more money than Bob for the rest of his life. That is not the weird part of this story. The weird part is that Bob is still going to end up wealthier. Bob was never the star of his high school reunions. He doesn't have a college degree. His childhood friend Kyle, on the other hand, graduated from Harvard with honors. Yet, 30 years later, Bob has built more wealth than Kyle. As it turns out, earning a higher salary and actually having more money are two completely different things. Today, we're going to break down exactly how someone with a smaller paycheck can beat a high earner in the race for real wealth. More importantly, we'll look at the exact financial moves Bob made over the next 30 years that Kyle completely missed. Lesson number 1. Your degree is a head start, not the finish line. Kyle graduates from Harvard with $80,000 in student loan debt. His starting salary is $85,000 a year. On paper, he's winning, but for the first 10 years of his career, Kyle has to pay off that debt at a 6% interest rate. That's nearly $11,000 a year going toward paying for a degree he already earned instead of buying assets that grow. Meanwhile, Bob starts working at age 21 instead of 23. He earns about $45,000 a year, but Bob has zero student debt, and every single month, Bob does the one thing Kyle keeps putting off until someday. He automatically transfers part of his paycheck into an investment account before he even gets a chance to spend it. A prestigious degree is not a free ticket to wealth. It's a starting position that you often spend years paying for. Lesson number 2. The hidden power of a 2-year head start. Bob starts investing just 2 years earlier than Kyle. Both of them invest $500 every month and earn an average annual return of 8%. 30 years later, that tiny 2-year head start turns into a gap of more than $100,000 in Bob's favor. Bob didn't earn more money, he simply started earlier. He didn't wait for the perfect time. He didn't wait until he had extra money. Compound interest doesn't care where your diploma came from. Lesson number 3. Kyle lives up to his income. A few years into his career, Kyle gets a raise worth $2,000 a month, but as his income grows, so does his lifestyle. His apartment gets more expensive, his car gets newer, his everyday habits get pricier. Out of every extra $2,000 he earns, only $200 actually end up invested. If Kyle had simply invested half of that raise, $1,000 every month, at an average annual return of 8%, he would have accumulated roughly $180,000 over the next 10 years. Instead, he ends up with a beautiful apartment, a leased car he doesn't own, and an investment portfolio that's far smaller than it could have been. Bob takes a different approach. Every time he gets a raise, he automatically increases his monthly investment before he even notices the extra money in his checking account. But the most interesting part of this story isn't how much either of them earns. It's what happens when Kyle faces his first real financial crisis. Lesson number 4. Diplomas don't protect you from panic. The market drops 20%. Kyle panics. He logs into his brokerage account and sells everything to protect what's left. Harvard gave Kyle a beautiful diploma to hang on his wall. It didn't give him the emotional discipline to leave his investments alone during a market crash. Bob, who never stepped foot inside a college lecture hall, does absolutely nothing. His investments are fully automated, and honestly, he's too lazy to check his brokerage app more than once a month anyway. Eventually, the market recovers. Kyle misses the rebound because he's sitting in cash, waiting for an even bigger crash that never comes. Historically, investors who constantly try to time the market often give up a significant portion of their long-term returns. On a $50,000 portfolio, that can mean losing thousands of dollars in potential gains every single year, and those missed gains continue compounding over time. The irony is that Bob didn't win because he knew more. He won because he had the habit of doing absolutely nothing. A Harvard degree opens doors that will always be closed to Bob. The higher starting salary, the elite network, the prestige, it's all real, and for many people, it's absolutely worth it. But think of a degree as a train ticket. It determines where your journey begins and how comfortable your seat is. It doesn't determine where you ultimately end up. Kyle won the salary game, Bob won the wealth game. Those are two entirely different sports. The market doesn't care what your diploma says, it only cares what you do with your money every single month, 30 years in a row. Tell me in the comments, do you have a college degree? And have you already started investing while time is still on your side?